So you can hear all your Shalom Israel. Yahweh Shem Shah Rocket Thumb to the brothers. Yahweh Shamar Lathan by Shem Shah to the sisters. I'm Priest Officer Karan Yala, the ISUBK, and welcome to another installment of Nothing New Under the Sun. So this is the part two of the Perpetual Hatred. The first part of Perpetual Hatred, you can find it only on Facebook due to the StreamYard being down for a week or so. So if y'all want to, y'all can go ahead and check out Sacramento Israelites Facebook page, and you'll be able to catch that class on Facebook. Understand? But once again, this is the Perpetual Hatred part two, right? And we're gonna get into the oppressors, perpetual hatred for the children of Israel, for blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. You understand? The oppressor being the Caucasian man, woman, and child. You understand? The devil that the Bible speaks of. So last week we went over Salaki, not last week, on the last episode of Nothing New Under the Sun, I highlighted a couple of incidents that happened in the scriptures during the times of Moses and Joshua, I believe. And let's without further ado, let's go ahead and get it started. Go to the book of Ezekiel, chapter 35 and verse 5. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 35 and verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred. You understand? The Lord said these Edomites have a perpetual hatred for the children of Israel. You understand? What does the word perpetual mean? Perpetual means ongoing, everlasting, never ending. You understand? Your oppressor hates you. You understand? And it's never going to change. Like, they can't stand to see us out in public. You understand? They can't stand to look at us in one of their political institutions. You understand? They can't stand to see us with a high social status in this country, right? You got poor Edomites that live in trailer parks that look at people like Jay-Z and Beyonce and blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans that have somewhat of a social status in the society. They look at you as less than them, even though they dirt piss poor, and you've made something about it yourself in this empire. You understand? Because they have perpetual hatred, a hatred that's never ending. You understand? You got Edomites right now that have children in elementary school, right? That will go to a major league baseball game with all of their little league baseball teammates and literally throw cotton and the only black player's hair on a team because they have a never-ending hatred for us. You understand? You got blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans asking the oppressor, well, when will we get some justice? When will we get reparations? They talk about reparations damn near every time a new president is about to get in office, right? That new president gets in office and reparations is swept up under the rug because your oppressor hates you. Your oppressor has a never-ending, everlasting hatred for you. You understand? Like Commander General Rihanna did an excellent camp speaking in Times Square in New York not too long ago, and he talked about how much the Edomites hate you, how much these laws that we live by, that we oppress by every day, that's been going on for about 500 years in this country. You understand? It's because they have a perpetual hatred against you, right? Read on. And has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, right? The Caucasian man, woman, and child, they used to host picnics, right? And in these picnics, in the early times of us getting out of slavery and in the times when we was in slavery, they would hang a black man or a black woman, right? And they would sit back and have a good time, eat good food, drink wine, alcohol. You understand? Bring their children to these events and make postcards out of us being slaughtered by these damn devils. You understand? They murder us day in and day out on the streets of America, and in other empires abroad. You understand? It's not just going on here in America. This is going on in the UK too as well, right? They murdering us unjustly in any country, province, or wherever the Edomite has a stronghold over blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? The Queen of England, the so-called Queen of England, just died, right? Her family literally stole the land, the castles, the jewels, the throne from black people, right? Let me see if I can find that book. I don't think I got that book right here with me. But they got it's a book called The Negro Rulers of the British Isles. Great read, you understand? And it gives you the history on how black people actually ruled that place that they call their kingdom. You understand? Like these Edomites have stripped us of our heritage. They stripped us of our land. They stripped us of everything. They stripped us of our lives, right? Let me read that again. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, a never-ending hatred, you understand, and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity. You understand? 100 million black people, so-called African Americans, were murdered during the transatlantic slave trade. 77 million so-called Native American Indians were murdered, you understand, during the conquest of the Americas, right? They have shed the blood of the children of Israel, right? And they do this on an everyday basis, right? Every day, every week, damn near you read, and I'm sure there's a lot of stories that they don't post in these pictures. I mean, in these newspapers and report on, right? But week in, week out, day in, day out, you hear about blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans being murdered unjustly by crooked police officers and racist police officers. And sometimes it's regular Edomite citizens that want to be in authority over black people. You understand? So they take the law into their own hands and murder one of us. Like what was the brother's name? Trayvon Martin. They got killed by that racist Edomite. You understand? That Edomite wasn't even a police officer, didn't have a badge or none of that. You understand? He was some happy-go-lucky Edomite that didn't want no niggas in his neighborhood, to the extent to where he would murder that child. You understand? Trayvon Martin was a child. You understand? Like this young dude went to go buy him Skittles and an Arizona from a convenience store located close to this Edomite's neighborhood. You understand? And just because he was a young black man, you understand, a black boy rather, he was murdered by these by this racist Edomite. You understand? Because he had a perpetual hatred for the children of Israel. You understand? Let's go to the book of Obadiah. And make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, comment. You understand? Help us push this truth. Because this is the truth. The IUPK is the home of the truth. You're not going to read about your oppressor hating you and wanting to murder you every day that you live in that Christian church. Because your Christian pastor is a sodomite that loves to shuck and jive for his goddamn slave master and be able to receive trinkets for him keeping you in a slow, docile state of mind. You understand? And that's another piece of the perpetual hatred that your Edomite counterpart has against you, right? They choose Negroes that live in poverty just like the rest of us and play off of us being in poverty and wanting to get a leg up in society. So they go get some sellout niggas like Al Sharpton and Reverend Jesse Jackson and Martin Luther King and give them some trinkets in order for them to be able to galvanize black people as a whole to keep you in a sleep state of mind by telling you that we shall overcome and you should forgive your oppressor. The Lord said, never trust your enemy. You understand? The Lord said, don't ever trust your enemy. He said, envy not your oppressor and choose not your ways. Choose not his ways. I'm paraphrasing the scriptures. The Lord don't want you to come together with your goddamn enemy. You understand? But your enemy understanding that he has beat the piss out of you. You understand? He has stripped you from your heritage. He stripped you from knowledge. He stripped you of your dignity as a people. You understand? And you at a low state. So now that you at a low state, he gonna use them Negroes that would do anything to get their hand on a piece of this white man's kingdom. You understand? So what he do? He used these Negroes to push him through his seminary schools, teach them the Bible, and in turn, they teach you a docile doctrine on how to forgive your enemies. You understand? Your oppressor, the devil that the Bible speaks of, and keep you in a sleep state of mind. You understand? This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 1. The vision of Obadiah, right? This is a vision of Obadiah. The Lord said he came to his priests and prophets in dreams. You understand? This is why King David was able to prophesy so many things that hadn't come to pass yet in the book of Psalms, because the Lord was with King David in them dreams. David would go to sleep at night and have a dream about what's going to happen in the future. You understand? And this is no different with this great prophet Obadiah. You understand? This is a vision, right? That the Lord brought to Obadiah. You understand? Thus saith the Lord God concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord. An ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye and let us rise up against her in battle. You understand? I'm going to read that one more time. I'm going to break that down. Thus saith the Lord God of Edom, Salakia. Thus saith the Lord God concerning Edom, Salakia. This is not no God of Edom. You understand? This is God of the children of Israel. This is what Obadiah saw, you understand, in a vision given to him by the Lord concerning Edom. Who is Edom? The Caucasian man, woman, and child. You understand? Your so-called Jewish man. He's an Edomite. You understand? He sits up here up under the banner of him being an Israeli. You understand? Which he knows he's not an Israelite. He knows he comes from the children of Esau. You understand? Right? This is what the Lord said concerning Edom that he told to Obadiah in a vision, right? We have heard a rumor from the Lord. An ambassador is sent among the heathen. You understand? Like the Caucasian man, woman, and child, these are the ambassadors among the heathen. These are the top the top race of people among all heathens. You understand? Arise ye and let us rise up against her in battle. You understand? Gird your loins up. You understand? Come into this ISUBK up under Commander General Yohana and rise up against your oppressor in battle. You understand? And I'm not talking about a physical battle. You understand? That's gonna come later on when the Lord pronounced judgment on these goddamn heathens, and Yahweh shall give us the proper training and the proper etiquette on how to conquer these nations righteously in the wilderness. You understand? The Lord said, rise up against her in battle. You understand how you rise up against her in battle without having a physical battle against these goddamn heathens? You gird your loins up. You change your ways. You get up out of the ideology that you are an American. You stop smoking weed. You stop smoking cigarettes. Sisters, stop being whores. Brothers, stop killing each other. You stop being a drug dealer and a monster to your own goddamn community. You come back to these law, statutes, and commandments of this Bible under Commander General Yohana in the ISUBK, and you become a warrior for the Lord. You understand? This is about raging spiritual war against these goddamn Edomites. You understand? Right? Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. Yo, these Edomites are small amongst these heathens, and they greatly despised. Not only do the children of Israel, if you have the proper knowledge to actually understand what these Edomites have done to you, not only do the children of Israel that have these knowledge hate these Edomites, despise these Edomites, but all the rest of these nations despise these Edomites. You understand? Arab man do not like white people, right? The East Indian man don't like these heathens. You understand? But they know that he has dominion over the planet Earth right now. And if they want to have a piece in his kingdom, have some of his wealth, then they got to follow suit. You understand? But these other nations, these heathens, they don't like these Edomites. Contrary to everybody's popular belief, the rest of these heathens know exactly what the hell these Edomites did to their people. You understand? The pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? The Lord said, the pride of your heart have deceived you, Donald Trump. The pride of your heart have deceived you. All the rest of these oppressors that run the world. You understand? Joe Biden, right? These big think tanks that these governments that the American government puts together of their own people to sit back and actually come up with crafty counsel against the children of Israel. The Lord said, man, the pride of your heart have deceived you. What's your heart, your mind? The pride that you have in your head that nobody is going to ever bring you down, man, you deceiving yourself, Edom. You understand? Because the Lord hates you. Even though blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are not in power right now because of the perpetual hatred that the Edomites have done to us, you're going to get yours. You understand? You're going to get yours eventually when Christ come back with 200 million angels, when the Lord sanctioned him to slaughter all the heathens that don't want him to reign over them. You understand? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle. You understand? If you look at any coat of arms, right? Any flag from any Caucasian nation that's ever thrived on planet Earth, their mascot has always been an eagle. From the Greeks to the Romans, you understand? From the Nazis, right? America, right? They have all flagged the eagle. You understand? Because the Lord has put this spirit on all of these Edomites to do the same exact thing. You understand? This is nothing new under the sun. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, share. You understand? These Edomites have always flown that eagle on their flags. You understand? And though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. Saith the Lord. The Lord said, man, they set their nest amongst the stars. What's that talking about? The space station. You understand? These Edomites, they have done so much wicked and evil in this earth that it is the Lord has to pronounce judgment on these people. You understand? And they have done no more wicked than anybody else on planet Earth. You understand? I mean, Salaki, they have done very much more wicked than everybody else on the planet Earth. You understand? And they done the most wicked on planet Earth to the children of Israel. You understand? The children of Israel have received heartache, pain. You understand? Poverty, being murdered. You understand? Being raped, robbed, and pillaged. You understand? To a degree of no other nation on this planet Earth by these goddamn Edomites. You understand? Right? If thieves come to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? You understand? The Lord is asking Obadiah a question, man. Look, won't thieves eventually take what they have and go ahead and get on and not take everything? If somebody is gathering grapes in a vineyard, they're still going to leave some grapes. Like, this is a rhetorical question. The Lord is basically saying, like, look, these Edomites want everything. These Edomites want it all. You understand? And if the Lord let them long enough, then they will eventually take everything. But Barakatah Yahweh Yahweh Shah, that the Lord is not slacked. You understand? These Edomites might think, man, look, we got dominion over the planet Earth. We running this right now. We're gonna be able to set our people up for millions and billions of years if we do everything right. Man, that's not gonna happen, because the Lord is coming with judgment by his son Yahweh Shai Mashiach, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. You understand? Christ is coming to put an end to the kingdom of the Edomite. You understand? Right? Verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. You understand? Like I said, the rest of these other nations, they hate these Edomites. You understand? They deceiving these Edomites. They acting like, oh, we all buddy and confederate with these Edomites. Man, these people are gearing up to go to the Third World War against these Caucasian countries. You understand? Look at what's going on with Russia. Russia and America used to be like this. You understand? Now they gearing up for this Third World War. You understand? These so-called Africans that help these Edomites enslave blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. You understand? They gearing up to go to war too. You understand? Everybody is going to fight for their own nation of people. You understand? Verse 8. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom and understanding out of the mountain of Esau, right? The Lord is going to destroy the Edomites. You understand? And we gonna get into why. We're gonna get into exactly why the Lord is going to pronounce judgment on these goddamn Caucasians. Now, if you don't know the Edomite is the Caucasian man, woman, and child, go to Genesis, the 25th chapter, and you're gonna read all about Esau. It's gonna have the characteristics of how he looked. You understand? Like his blood show forth through his skin. You understand? He's a hairy man. You understand? He's a man that likes raw meat. You understand? Go to Genesis, the 27th chapter. He is a man of war. Salaki, not a man of war, but he is a man that's going to conquer the planet Earth by the sword. You understand? Matter of fact, let's get that. Genesis 27. Let's see what I want. Like, bear with me, Israel. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 27 and verse 40. And by the sword shalt thou live. You understand? The Lord said these Edomites are going to live by the sword. What does that mean? That means I'm going to go to another land and conquer these people by the sword, just how they did our brothers and sisters, the so-called North American Indians. You understand? Every nation on planet Earth where you have white people living at, they went and conquered that nation with violence. You understand? When you go back to the history of Europe, you understand? Europe is the original homeland of so-called Polynesians, Tongans, Samoans. You understand? You got your land stripped by these Edomites. You understand? By the so-called Caucasian man, woman, and child. You understand? Before the Caucasian man was in Europe, you understand? You so-called Polynesians, y'all was up there in the cold and in the woods, you understand? Wrestling bears and all type of weird stuff that y'all like to do. You understand? And then what happened? The Edomites came into your land and slaughtered you. You understand? Pushed you out of Greece, pushed you out of Rome. You understand? Pushed you out of Russia, pushed you out of that landmass so-called that's called Europe today, and pushed you to them islands. You understand? Like Tonga, Samoa. You understand? The Philippines. They pushed you all into those islands after they conquered you. You understand? Slakia, Genesis 27 and 40. And by the sword shalt thou live. You understand? And what they do when they came in and found blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, they came and slaughtered us by the sword. They took our heritage by the sword. You understand? They sacked Jerusalem in 70 AD and had the southern kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, and some of Levi, you understand, flee towards the mountains, which is towards Africa. You understand? And this is where you have monuments like the Ark of Titus. This is where that comes from, where they took our giant 6-foot menorah and all our gold and jewels and our vessels that was in our temple and took it back to Rome. You understand? Not only did they take our people back to Rome, Salaka, not only did they take our vessels back to Rome that was in our temple, they actually took our people back to Rome. You understand? We became slaves in Rome. and we was the gladiators in Rome, and we fought for sport, for entertainment for these goddamn Edomites. You understand? All of this happened after these Edomites came down, you understand, and killed our king, Yahushua Mashiach, who the world ignorantly calls Christ. You understand? On top of that, during the times of Christ, he actually lived up under Roman rulership. You understand? And they did the same thing that they do today. They use wicked Negroes that they have oppressed so much that want to be just like the Edomites, that want to be just like their slave master, right? And they set them on a pedestal and put them against the poor people of their nation. You understand? And allow them to rule vigorously over us. You understand? By instituting the laws of the oppressor. You understand? This is nothing new under the sun. They've been doing this, right? And it shall come to pass, Salaki, and shall live, Salaki, Genesis 27 and 40. And by the sword shalt thou live, and shall serve thy brother. The Caucasian man, woman, and child, they're supposed to be servants to the children of Israel. You understand? The Lord set them up to be the servants to blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. And they were for a long time. From the time of King David to, I'm gonna get into the times where they revolted against us after King David. You understand? When the Lord stripped the kingdom, right? Both realms of the kingdom, the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, when he stripped it out of the hands of Solomon's sons. You understand? And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Let's get into that. Let's get into when these Edomites had the dominion and broke the yoke of the children of Israel off of their neck. See, contrary to popular belief, Caucasian men, women, and children, they were subjects to blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. I bet you didn't know that. You're not going to read that in the Christian church. You understand? The reason why you're not going to read that in the Christian church is because Christianity teaches you that God loves everybody. God can't love everybody if some people are subject unto another people. This is why I don't understand how disgusting that Christian church is. Black people in America, we know that we serve slavery in America at the hands of the oppressor, right? But your Christian pastor, he loves the oppressor's money. You understand? And your oppressor hates you. So he used somebody that looks like you to keep you in a docile sleep state of mind so he can keep his feet on your neck so he can make billions of money off you, billions of dollars off you. You understand? Salakia. You get 2 Kings, the 8th chapter. This is the book of 2 Kings, chapter 8 and verse 20. In his days revolted under the Salakia. This is what I want. Okay, Khan. This is in a time where Jehoram reigned over the children of Judah. You understand, right? This is the book of 2 Kings, chapter 8 and verse 20. In his days, Edom revolted from under the hand of Judah and made a king over themselves, right? Verse 21. So Jehoram went over to Zaire and all the chariots with him, and he rose by night and smote the Edomites which compassed him about, and the captains of the chariots, and the people fled into their tents. Verse 22. Yet Edom revolted from under the hand of Judah unto this day. Then Libnah revolted at the same time. You understand? So these Edomites, this is the prophecy being fulfilled that Isaac told unto Esau in Genesis, the 27th chapter. He said, I'm gonna read that. Let me go back to that again. Genesis 27 and 40. And by the sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. You understand? Isaac said, look, you're going to serve your brother. Your descendants are going to serve the descendants of Jacob, right? And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And this is what happened in 2 Kings, the 8th chapter. When they had the dominion, they broke the yoke off of their necks during the time of the reign of the king of Jehoram, king of Judah. And the reason why this was allowed is because the children of Israel, we went against the Lord. You understand? And we start indulging in the customs of the Philistines and the other heathen that we lived around at that time. You understand? So let's get 2 Kings chapter 25, right? So now we're gonna get into 2 Kings chapter 25 because a lot of people don't understand the depths of hatred that the Edomites have for the children of Israel. You understand? Us living in the times that we in because of Christianity, because the church, because of our so-called religious leaders wanting to be just like the oppressor, we don't know the extent of the perpetual hatred of the Caucasian man, woman, and child for us. You understand? Nor do we know the history of it. Nor do we know that they did not just started hating us during the time of the transatlantic slave trade. They didn't just start killing us on the streets of America. They didn't just start hanging us, you understand, in America pre, during, and post-slavery. You understand? This was going on in the Bible. You understand? Salakia. This is the book of 2 Kings, chapter 25. And it came to pass in the 9th year of his reign, in the 10th month, in the 10th day of the month, that Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came, he and all his hosts, against Jerusalem, and pitched against it, and they built forts against it round about it. You understand? So during the time of Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, being in rulership, he actually made war with Jerusalem and the children of Israel. You understand? When it says, and all his hosts came against Jerusalem and pitched against it, and they built forts against it round about. This is a battle being set up against the city of Jerusalem and the children of Israel. So Nebuchadnezzar is going to war with the children of Israel, right? And Nebuchadnezzar, he's a Babylonian. You understand? He's a so-called, the Babylonians would be so-called Ethiopians today. Ethiopia, Djibouti, Somalia, Eritrea. You understand? These is Cushite Africans. You understand? They came against the children of Israel. All you Pan-Africans, you understand that said we all Africans, we all come from the motherland and blah, 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 all this BS. You understand? The children of Israel are going to battle with these goddamn Hamites once again in these scriptures. You understand? Verse 2. And the city was besieged until the 11th year of King Zedekiah. You understand? This city was besieged. Jerusalem was besieged. You understand? By these damn Edomites. You understand? Like when they say it was besieged, let's look up that word besieged. Like it. Besieged, surrounded by armed forces, aiming to capture it or force surrender. You understand? Like to besiege a city is to surround the city. You understand? In a battle in order to go take the city. You understand? And have the people surrender and come out to be your slaves, to be your captives. You understand? So you can go in there and rape and plunder the people and take all of their goods and take them back to your land and make them your slaves. This is what these Babylonians was doing to us at this time, right? And on the 9th day of the 4th month, the famine prevailed in the city, and there was no bread for the people of the land. And not only is a nation sitting up there besieging the city to actually take it, you understand, and take the people as slaves and take all the goods for the city, nothing can come in and nothing can come out. So all the food and the nourishment that the children of Israel had at this time, it was being eaten up. You understand? We couldn't we at war. Our city is at war, so we can't Salakia. And on the ninth day of the fourth month, the famine prevailed in the city, and there was no bread for the people of the land. You understand? There was a famine going on at this time, right? Us being in battle, you understand? Us being in a state of emergency, you ain't got no time to be planting seeds to bring forth crops or tending to animals at this time. You understand? So famine broke out. You understand? And us being in battle against these people, we got to sustain ourselves day in and day out. So eventually, all our food ran out, and there was no bread for us at this time. Right? Verse 4. And the city was broken up, and all the men of war fled by night by the way of the gate between two walls, which is by the king's garden. Now the Chaldees were against the city round about, and the king went the way toward the plain. And the army of the Chaldees pursued after the king and overtook him in the plains of Jericho. And all his army were scattered from him. So they took the king and brought him unto the king of Babylon to Riblah, and they gave judgment upon them. And they slew the sons of Zedekiah before his eyes, and put out the eyes of Zedekiah, and bound him with fetters of brass, and carried him to Babylon. You understand? So our king, his sons were his sons were killed. You understand? His sons were killed, right? His sons was killed. His eyes was put out. You understand? They blinded him, right? Then they put him in chains and sent him to Babylon. You understand? For him to be a servant, right? Now, all the while this is going on, you understand? These Edomites are standing on the other side of this siege, you understand? Basically egging on the Babylonians and sitting back like, man, look, we'll do whatever to help y'all to get these niggas up out of this prosperous land that they have, you understand? And we'll help y'all basically destroy these people, right? Now, let's go to what I want. What I want to say, Salaki. Bear with me. Now, keep in mind, we going through a siege. Our king has just been blinded, his sons killed, and carried away to Babylon. You understand? So we're in a state of emergency. We're in a state of calamity. We're in a state of being decimated by a group of Africans. You understand? That's what I want. Yeah, kind of. Most High Christ. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 25 and verse 12. Thus saith the Lord God, because that Edom had dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance and have greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. And what is this talking about? This is talking about in the times of our people going into captivity and being slaughtered, you understand, by these Babylonians. These Edomites took it upon themselves to get revenge for us having them in servitude, for the times of them being in slavery to the children of Israel during the time of King David, during the time of King Solomon. You understand? When we went off against the Lord and we start following the customs of these heathens, and the Lord put us in the hands of these Babylonians, these Edomites took it upon themselves to get revenge, you understand, on the children of Israel in the time of our calamity. You understand? Salakia. Let me go back to the book of Obadiah. Right? This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Excuse me. Verse 11. And the day that thou stoodest on the other side, and the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into the gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou was as one of them. The Lord said, look, in the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces. You understand? This is talking about when we went into slavery to the Babylonians. You understand? When these Babylonians besieged the city of Jerusalem and conquered and tortured the children of Judah, these goddamn Edomites was just like them. They was right there, you understand, taking part and our kingdom being parted, taking part in our people going into slavery and servitude to these Edomites. You understand? On top of that, I'm gonna get into that a little bit more in a hot second. Salakia. It says, and foreigners entered into his gates and cast lots upon Jerusalem. Even thou was as one of them. You understand? They cast lots upon Jerusalem. They sold us into slavery like how they did in America. Even these Edomites was as one of them. They did exactly what these goddamn heathens did. You understand? But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger. Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither should thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. Right? Thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Yea, thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. You understand? The Lord said, look, you should have never helped these Babylonians. You understand? You should have never took part in pillaging my damn temple that the children of Israel ran. You understand? You should have never laid your hand upon their substance. What does that mean? You should have never took their gold and their precious jewels. You should have never took their money, their cattle, their raiment. You understand? These Edomites did all of this. You understand? They had a hand in us being destroyed by these Babylonians by taking part in it, by helping them slaughter us, helping them murder us, helping them rob us of our precious things that the Lord gave us. The Lord said, man, look, y'all shouldn't have done none of that. You understand? But why did they do it? Because they wanted to get revenge because they hate the children of Israel. You understand? Last week, not last week, but the last episode of Nothing New Under the Sun, I brought out how these Edomites wouldn't even let us go through their land after they heard about all the poverty and the rigorous slavery that we served in Egypt. They wouldn't even let us pass through their land. We was trying to pass through their land and actually do business with these goddamn Edomites because the Lord was with us and he put it on the Egyptians to give us anything that we want from them when we got up out of the land of Egypt. So we had money at that time. They didn't even want us to pass through their land, buy water, buy animals to eat. You understand? Buy certain stuff that we needed to sustain ourselves in order for us to make it through their land. You understand? And be a prosperous nation outside of their land. They didn't want to do none of that. You understand? Why? Because this is a never-ending hatred that your oppressor has on you. This is a hatred that your oppressor is never going to let go. You understand? Right? Verse 14. Neither shouldst thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape. You understand? They stood in the crossway and cut off the ones of our people that did escape. What does that mean? They laid in wait and looked for the children of Israel that actually escaped being servants to these Babylonians. They laid in the cuts and in the bushes and seen Israelite men, women, and children, you understand, and slaughtered us on our way to try to get away from these Babylonians to go exercise our right to be a free people. You understand? They sat back, seeing the children of Israel that actually made it, slip through the cracks of us actually having to go into slavery to the Babylon. And what did they do? They killed us on the way for us trying to escape slavery, for us trying to escape being raped, robbed, and murdered by these Babylonians. We had to come up against Edomites that killed us when we almost made it up out of there. You understand? To cut off those of his that did escape. Neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in a day of distress. Not only did they cut us off, right? The ones that escaped to try to get away from these Babylonians, they actually delivered the children of Israel into the hands of the Babylonians. You understand? During this time of Nebuchadnezzar actually wreaking havoc on the city of Jerusalem and the children of Israel. You understand? These Edomites helped them the whole damn way, right? To get revenge for us being over them at one point of time. You understand? And we're righteous people. We don't rule over a nation of people vigorously, you understand, and evil and cutthroatish. That's what these other nations do to the children of Israel. You understand? When the kingdom of Israel is eventually established on planet Earth by Yahweh Shai Mashiach, y'all gonna all live in perfect harmony. Y'all just gonna have to follow our rules, and you're gonna have to be service to the children of Israel. We're not going to rob you. We're not gonna rape you. You understand? We not gonna do nothing that's unjust to another people, because that's not how the children of Israel get down. You understand? But these Edomites have a perpetual hatred towards the children of Israel. They gonna do the whole opposite of what we would do in rulership. They gonna rape your women, your children, feed you to alligators, all type of stuff. You understand? Unjustly. When the children of Israel get the dominion over the rest of these nations, you understand? Yeah, we gonna beat your backs in slavery, thus saith the Lord. You understand? We gonna dash your babies' heads against the stone in the kingdom of Christ, because that's just. That's exactly what you did to the children of Israel. But we not gonna rape your women. We not gonna rape the men. You understand? We're not just going to kill you unjustly. You understand? We not gonna set up laws and tell you that it's okay to be homosexual to cripple your goddamn nation. We not gonna do none of that evil stuff, but we are going to rule over you in righteousness. And we are going to get justice on what happened to blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans at the hands of these goddamn Edomites and the rest of these goddamn heathens that rule over us up under these Edomites. We definitely gonna rule over you and prosper over you righteously. You understand? Salakia. Verse 15. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. You understand? I'm gonna drop that. But the Lord is going to repay you heathen, you understand, for what y'all did to the children of Israel. Go to the book of Psalms. One 137:7. King David prophesied about what these Edomites would do to us. Right? It's the book of Psalms, chapter 137 and verse 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. Right? David said, look, remember what these goddamn Edomites did to the city of Jerusalem that said, raise it. You understand? Let's look at the word raise it, right? Word raise, Salakia. Raise, completely destroyed. You understand, right? These Edomites were sitting back chanting, raise it, meaning destroy these people, destroy Jerusalem, destroy their temple. You understand? They were sitting back like how you see people at a sports event. You understand? That cheer on the victor. You understand? Because they a fan of this baseball team or a fan of this boxer. Well, this is what these Edomites was doing. They sitting up there egging the Babylonians on, talking about raise it, destroy it. Yeah, they so happy that the children of Israel are being destroyed by these other nation of people. Not only was they cheering for it, they was actually in helping them. You understand? Salakia. Verse 8, O daughter of Babylon, who are to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. You understand? Look, David was a cold dude, and David was a priest and prophet of the Lord. You understand? He said, man, look, Lord, remember in the times of our calamity, when Jerusalem was besieged by these Babylonians and these Edomites were sitting back talking about destroy them, destroy them. You understand? Give to them what they gave to us. We gonna be happy when we bash your little ones' heads against the stones, thus saith the Lord. You understand? Right? Salakia. Let me see what else I want. The Second Chronicles 36 and 19. This is the book of Second Chronicles, chapter 36 and verse 19. And they burnt the house of God and break down the wall of Jerusalem and burnt all the palaces thereof with fire and destroyed the goodly vessels thereof. Right? They burnt down the temple. These Edomites had first hand in destroying the first temple of the children of Israel. You understand? Right? Read that again. And they burnt the house of God and break down the walls of Jerusalem and burnt all the palaces thereof with fire and destroyed all the goodly vessels thereof. You understand? These Edomites did a number on Jerusalem when we was going into captivity to these Babylonians. You understand? Verse 20. And them that had escaped from the sword carried he away to Babylon, where they were servants to him and his sons until the reign of the kingdom of Persia. Right? So these Edomites, they helped these Babylonians take us into captivity. It wasn't just Nebuchadnezzar and his people. It was Nebuchadnezzar, his people, and these goddamn Edomites. Because these Edomites have a perpetual hatred for the children of Israel, and they wanted revenge on what happened to them during the time of their servitude. You understand? I don't want to say slavery because they wasn't really slaves to us. They was just servants to us. A slave is somebody that you're gonna beat. You understand? A slave is somebody that you're gonna oppress. You understand? The children of Israel, we didn't oppress these goddamn heathens. You understand? We didn't oppress these Edomites. We just kept them in line, you understand, to follow up under us because we the lords over them, thus saith the Lord. You understand? Salaki. Let's get to the let me see. I got one more scripture on what happened during the Babylonian captivity and these Edomites and how they helped these Babylonians. Right? Salakia. First Ezra 4 and 45. Thou also hast vowed to build up the temple which the Edomites burned when Judea was made desolate by the Chaldees. You understand? These Edomites burnt the temple. You understand? When Jerusalem was made desolate, when this was made a place of no inhabitants. You understand? Because our holy city Jerusalem was destroyed by these Babylonians. You understand? The Edomites burnt our temple. The so-called Caucasian man, woman, and child, you understand? They are the reason for the destruction of the first temple in Jerusalem. You understand? Your Christian pastor not gonna tell you that. Your Christian pastor not gonna tell you that the first temple that we had in Jerusalem was actually destroyed by the white man. He not gonna tell you that. He just gonna tell you that God loves everybody and forgive your goddamn enemy. You understand? When that enemy that you're supposed to be forgiving is your own brother that you have art with. You understand? Your own brother out of your own nation that you have some type of discrepancy with, and you look at him as an enemy. That's who you're supposed to be forgiving. Excuse me. You understand? Not the so-called oppressor that destroyed your goddamn temple back when you had your own homeland and you knew who you was as a people. Not this same vagabond, you understand, that came over here and slaughtered 77 million natives, you understand, and went back on so many peace treaties, you understand, that our Native American brothers and sisters to this day are still reaping the benefits of being tricked out of their own land, you understand, and being oppressed, impoverished, you understand, raped, robbed, and pillaged by these goddamn Edomites. by these so-called white people. You understand? Your Christian pastor ain't telling you that this same God who he's preaching that loves everybody, this Caucasian man burnt down his first temple and destroyed his first people. I'm just like his people back in the times of us living in our land. You understand? He ain't telling you none of that, right? Let's get to the book of Esther. You understand? Right? Now, a lot of people might be thinking, well, what does the book of Esther have to do with Caucasian people and white people? I'm gonna show you. I'm going to show you. The book of Esther has everything to do with Caucasian people. You understand? Like, like, let's go to Esther, the third chapter. This is the book of Esther, chapter 3 and verse 1, right? And after these things did King uh, Ahasuerus promote Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, and advanced him and set his seat above all the princes that were with him. You understand? Now Haman, right? It said he was the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, right? Now, what is an Agagite, right? Or Agagite, right? Now, King Agag was an Edomite from the tribe of Amalek, this same king that King Saul of the children of Israel spared during the time of Samuel, being a judge of the children of Israel. This is the king that Haman descends from. So Haman, being an Agagite, right? He is a Edomite from the tribe of Amalek. So Haman is a so-called white man. You understand? And I believe Ahasuerus was a Persian, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah, kind. Ahasuerus was a Persian king. So this is the time of the Persians and the Medes ruling at this time. This is right before uh, Alexander the Greek and his people ruled. So the Persians ruled, and then the Greeks, the Edomites ruled after the Persians ruled. You understand? Now, Haman was a descendant of Agag, right? Agag, the Edomite king, you understand? These are so-called Caucasian people, you understand? So, um, the quick backstory on Esther: Esther ended up marrying this Persian king at the request of her older cousin Mordecai. You understand? For her to be in a position to be able to save the children of Israel, or to for her to be able to have some say so about what happened to the children of Israel eventually. You understand? So Haman was put over all of the princes of this Persian king. You understand? He was second in charge to this Persian king, right? Verse 2. And all the king's servants that were in the king's gate bowed and reverenced Haman, for the king had so commanded concerning him. But Mordecai bowed not, nor did he reverence. You understand? So the king said, look, Haman is my second in charge, right? Haman being an Agagite, which he's an Edomite, you understand? He's second in charge to he's second in charge to this Salakia, this Persian king, you understand? And the king sets a decree. He puts this in writing. Look, when y'all see Haman, y'all gotta bow down to him. You understand? And Mordecai, he was like, nah, I ain't doing that. You understand? I don't care what you talking about. I'm not bowing down to Haman. This ain't what he physically said to the king, but he did it in his actions. You understand? I'm gonna read that again. And all the king's servants that were in the gates bowed and reverenced Haman, for the king had so commanded concerning him. But Mordecai bowed not, nor did he reverence him. Then the king's servants, which were in the king's gate, said unto Mordecai, why transgress it thou the king's commandment? So all these king's servants, they come holler at Mordecai like, bro, like, why you ain't listening to what the king say? The king said, we have to bow to Haman. You understand? He put him second in charge. This is a law. Why is you going against the rules of the king, right? Verse 4. Now it came to pass when they spake daily unto him, and he hearkened not unto them, that they told Haman to see whether Mordecai's matter would stand, for he had told them that he was a Jew. You understand? So Mordecai basically saying, look, I'm not bowing to him. You understand? I don't bow to nobody but the Lord God of the children of Israel. You understand? Haman ain't my God. I'm not bowing down to him. You understand? I don't bow down to nobody but the Lord. I'm an Israelite. You understand? And Mordecai, I believe he was from the tribe of Benjamin. You understand? And if you know anything about Benjamites be turned up. You understand? Right? But shout out to the tribe of Benjamin. You understand? Tribe of Benjamin. Right? But Mordecai, like, look, man, I ain't doing none of that. You understand? I'm not bowing down to him. I'm a Jew, bro. I'm a Benjamite. You understand? I bow down to the Lord. I pray and I reverence the Lord. I'm not reverencing this goddamn man. You understand? I'm not reverencing this Edomite. You understand? Salakia. Verse 5. And when Haman saw that Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence, then was Haman full of wrath. Now you hear that? This is the spirit of a white man. You understand? When a white man does not see that you do not want to bow down to him, it enrages him. It infuriates him. Just like I like to reference that movie Roots all the time. When they ask the slave, like, man, look, your name is Toby. What's your name? He like, man, my name Kunta Kinte. The oppressor was so goddamn mad. He called for him to get his back beat. You understand? And was enraged that he would not just bow down and say that his name is Toby. This is the spirit of a white man on you. You understand? When if you get pulled over in a traffic stop, and I advise nobody of the children of Israel to do this. You understand? But if you get pulled over in a traffic stop and you tell the police why you pulling me over, and you show him some type of lip, and you coming off hostile and showing him that you don't care about his authority, then he's going to murder you. You understand? If he don't murder you, he's going to beat the piss out of you. You understand? You're going to be in a jail cell with black eyes and busted lips and a bruised face. You understand? And then you're going to have to go to court on some trumped up charges saying that you put your hands on this goddamn police officer when a police officer just beat the hell out of you because you would not bow down to him. That's the spirit of a goddamn Edomite. You understand? Salakia, reading on. And he thought scorn to lay hands on Mordecai alone. Man, look, he thought scorn to lay hands on Mordecai alone. You understand? He sat back and thought about killing Mordecai because he would not bow down to him. You understand? For they had shown him the people of Mordecai, wherefore Haman sought to destroy all the Jews that were throughout the whole kingdom of Ahasuerus, even the people of Mordecai. So because Mordecai would not bow down to this goddamn Edomite, you understand? He wanted to kill every last Israelite that he's ever laid his eyes on. He wanted to kill every last Israelite that he ain't never even seen before. If you was an Israelite in this kingdom, or an Israelite that he knew that lived near, he wanted all of us dead. You understand? Just because we wouldn't bow down to this goddamn heathen. Salakia. Right? Verse 7. In the first month, that is the month Nisan, in the 12th year of King Ahasuerus, they cast pur, that is the lot before Haman, from day to day, and from month to month, to 12 month, that is the month Adar, Salakia. And Haman said unto King Ahasuerus, there is a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people in all the province of thy kingdom, and their laws are diverse from all people. Neither keep thy the king's law. Therefore, it is not for the king's profit to suffer them. You understand? So this Edomite, right? Haman, he came up to the king like, look, man, it's a certain people that live amongst your kingdom, and their laws is different from your laws. You understand? And their laws are so different from your laws that their laws prevent them from actually following your law. So you shouldn't even suffer them to live. You should kill these goddamn Israelites. You understand? Right? uh, Verse 9. If it please the king, let it be written that they may be destroyed, and I will pay 10,000 talents of silver to the hands of those that have the charge of the building business, Salakia, to bring it unto the king's treasuries. Ooh, man, listen to this goddamn heathen. He like, man, look, if it seems best to you, make a decree, put this in writing, make this law. You understand that these people should be destroyed. And me personally, I'm going to pay 10,000 talents of silver to the men to give them everything that they need to go out and execute judgment on these goddamn heathens. I mean, Salaki, on these goddamn Israelites. You understand? He wanted to pay for us to be slaughtered because one brother, Mordecai, had so much integrity that he did not want to bow to this goddamn heathen. You understand? So he came up with a plan, went to go holler at the king. Look, king, these niggas are not following your law. Excuse my French. These Negroes ain't following your law. Their laws is diverse from yours. And the law of this people prevents them from following your law. You understand? Please put it in writing and allow these people to be slaughtered. You shouldn't even let them live. They're not going to listen to you. You understand? Allow them to be slaughtered. Put it in writing. Make this a law. And when you do put it in law and make it writing, when you do put it in writing and make it a law, then I'm gonna put 10,000 talents of silver of my own money up. You understand? For the brothers that actually go out and go kill these goddamn Israelites. You understand? He wanted this put in a law and writing, and he was willing to pay people to actually go do the work of this goddamn king with the money out of his own damn pocket. This is a perpetual hatred, man. You understand? 10,000 talents of silver, that's a whole lot of silver. You understand? I believe one talent is about, I think, 200 pounds or something. You understand? Shalaki. Yeah, I believe one talent is about 200 pounds. Let me see. How much is one talent? So a talent, I believe, was equivalent to about $4,000, right? Yeah, that man, if them numbers was right, this nigga was willing to pay for about $4 million, you understand, to give niggas everything that they need to kill the children of Israel because we didn't want to bow to him. You understand? That's that perpetual hatred. You understand? And make a long story short, because I don't want to go into everything, right? Esther eventually devised the plan to actually stop what Haman had going on. And this is where I believe the Feast of Purim comes from. You understand the Feast of Purim or the Feast of Lots, right? That we celebrate in memorial of Esther actually saving the children of Israel, and this dude Haman and his sons actually being hanged on 50-foot poles. You understand? Salakia. Let's get some more of this perpetual hatred. You understand? Let's go to the Apocrypha with it. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. You understand? Let's go to the Apocrypha with it, right? First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 20. Now, this is the book of First Maccabees takes place in the time after the Persians and the Medes rule, when the Caucasians, up under the banner of being a Greek, were the rulers of the world basically at that time. You understand? With the beginning of their kingdom starting with Alexander the Greek. We call him Alexander the Greek, Alexander the Freak, but the world ignorantly knows him as Alexander the Great. You understand? Which Alexander by name is in the Bible. Salaki, let me get that real quick. And it happened, Salaki, First Maccabees chapter 1 and 1. And it happened after Alexander, son of Philip the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Mede, that he reigned in his stead the first over Greece. So Alexander, right, is the first Edomite ruler on planet Earth. You understand? This is why they teach you about Alexander the Greek in school. Meanwhile, they don't teach you about Christ or Yahushua Mashiach. You understand? When Christ lived about, I want to say about 350 years after Alexander. So Christ lived in recent time, in more recent times than Alexander, but they tell you Christ never walked on planet Earth, and they teach you about Alexander in schools. You understand? In the public school system, because these Edomites worship their king Alexander because he was the first Edomite king to ever reign on planet Earth. You understand? So during the time of Alexander, right, is where the book of First Maccabees and the first chapter takes place. You understand? After the Greeks have dominion over the planet Earth, and they start doing whatever the hell they was doing. You understand? And during the time of these Greeks actually ruling over us, right, when Alexander died and part of his kingdom, right, a lot of the children of Israel, right, that became basically the elite people of the children of Israel, they eventually went to go basically make a league with these goddamn Caucasians, these Greeks, and eventually start taking on their customs and their laws. This is where you get the Hellenist period. This is why a lot of the New Testament is talking about Gentiles, because these Gentiles are actually Israelites. You understand? That took on the customs of Greeks. You understand? But anyway, right? So after we basically consented to these goddamn heathens, you understand, and their religions and their ways of life, you understand? This is what these Caucasians did to us, right? So First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 20. And after that, Antiochus has smitten Egypt. He had returned again in the 143rd year and went up against Israel and Jerusalem with a great multitude. So after Antiochus, which was a Greek king, you understand, after he conquered Egypt, you understand, this is where you get Cleopatra from. Cleopatra was not no goddamn black person or African. She was goddamn Grecian. You understand? And that's one thing that the oppressor get right when he give you the likeness of Cleopatra in movies and magazines and stuff like that. She actually was a Caucasian woman. You understand? Because she comes from the lineage of these Greeks that actually conquered Egypt during the time of Antiochus, right? So After Antiochus and his people went to go conquer Egypt, you understand, and basically pillage Egypt, they came up against Israel and Jerusalem, right? Verse 21, and entered proudly into the sanctuary and took away the golden altar and the candlestick of light and all the vessels thereof. So these goddamn Greeks left Egypt, came back to Jerusalem, and then they entered proudly, you understand, boldly, boastfully into our temple and robbed us. They took all of our vessels of gold and silver and brass. You understand, the golden candlestick, which is the menorah. You understand, and took away the golden altar. You understand, and did whatever the hell they wanted to do with our merchandise. They came, walked straight to the temple, and strong arm robbery. You understand, right? Verse 22, and the table of showbread, and the pouring vessels, and the vials, and the censers of gold, and the veil, and the crown, and the golden ornaments that were before the temple, all which he pulled off. You understand? He took all our decorations inside of our temple. You understand? And he took all of our holy and precious things of value and basically just took it for his own self. You understand? He took also the silver and the gold and the precious vessels. Also, he took the hidden treasures which he found. Verse 24, and when he had taken all away, he went into his own land, having made a great massacre and spoken very proudly. So after this goddamn Caucasian, right, this so-called Greek, you understand, this Edomite, the devil that the Bible speaks of, after he plundered us, after he pillaged us, after he robbed us, you understand, he murdered thousands of our people. He made a massacre of the children of Israel. Then he went back home proudly. You understand? I'm going to read that again. Salakia. And when he had taken all away, he went into his own land, having a great massacre and spoken very proudly. He went back to his own land, went back to Greece, you understand, or went back to Antiochus, you understand, and spoke proudly on what he did to the children of Israel. He went back to his homeland like, look, man, we just killed hell of them niggas down there. Look at all this gold and these diamonds and these precious vessels that I stole from the children of Israel. Boy, we just made a massacre down there. Like, I just slid on Jerusalem and slaughtered the hell of them niggas, took hell of their jewelry, you understand, took all of their gold vessels, you understand? Look at this censer that I took out of their temple. Look at this golden candlestick that I got from the children of Israel. And we marched right up in their temple and took everything them niggas had. You understand? That this is in essence what he said when he came back to his people. You understand? Salakia. Reading on. Therefore, there was a great mourning in Israel in every place where they went. You understand? The children of Israel, we was in a state of mourning at this time. You understand? Because we've been slaughtered, we've been raped, we've been murdered, there's been massacres of us. They destroyed our temple once again, pillaged us once again. You understand? And we're in a state of dismay. You understand? Right? So that the princes and elders mourned, the virgins and young men were made feeble, and the beauty of women was changed. You understand? The princes and elders, boy, we was in a state of mourning. You understand that the young men and the virgins were made feeble. We was made weak. You understand? We was in a state of being what's the word I'm looking for? We was in a state of depression. We was in a state of having no hope for the future. You understand? We was made weak, feeble, right? And the beauty of women was changed. When they say the beauty of women was changed, like our sisters like to get dressed up. You understand? Wear vibrant colors. You understand? Modestly, of course. Long dresses, beautiful hair wraps. Put all they gold and diamonds and jewels on, and nose rings and anklets and bracelets. You understand? And the nice bonnets that our sisters used to wear. That changed. Our sisters was in a state of mourning, putting on sackcloth, not wanting to get dressed. You understand? Not wanting to feel good about themselves as a daughter of Zion, right? Because this perpetual hatred that this goddamn Edomite got for us, right? Every bridegroom took up lamentation. You understand? Well, a bridegroom is a husband. Like when a brother meets a sister and this is going to be his wife, he's going to be in a state of euphoria. He's going to be in a state of, man, look, that's a bad sister. She about to be mine. You understand? We was in total opposite of that. We was lamenting. You understand? We was in a state of being depressed in a sorrowful state. You understand? When you about to take on a wife, you understand, for her to be a pillar of rest for you, you understand, a beautiful sister that you're gonna obtain children by, that you're gonna spend the rest of your life with. As a man, that should make you happy. But because we was being slaughtered, you understand, and robbed by these goddamn Greeks, we wasn't even in a state of being happy when we about to take on a beautiful sister to be our wife and bear us children. You understand? And she that sat in the marriage chamber was in heaviness. And who was that sister that sat in the marriage chamber? When a marriage chamber is a room where a man and a woman is finna consummate their marriage. You understand? When they finna have sex to consummate their marriage, that's supposed to be a day where you're supposed to be happy. You understand? You're not supposed to be in heaviness or sadness of heart as a sister when you about to give your body to a man, you understand, that's going to protect you and love you with everything that he has to be a righteous ruler over you. You're supposed to be in a state of man, I got a good man. You understand? You're supposed to be in a state of happiness, right? A lot of sisters get in the comments, man, when y'all first got that husband that you about to spend the rest of your life with, you understand? This was in a state, you was in a state of mind to where you was so happy about actually giving yourself to your man. You was in a state of being ecstatic about you actually having a life partner, you understand, that you about to make children with and actually have a bright future with. Well, in the time of the Greeks, our sisters was in heaviness. You understand? Our sisters was in a state of being sorrowful. You understand? Our sisters was in a state of being just depressed. You understand? Feeling like there's no hope, right? Verse 28. The land also was moved for the inhabitants thereof, and all the house of Jacob was covered with confusion. Instead, we was covered with confusion. We didn't know where to go. We didn't know what was next. Another reason why we was in a state of confusion is because we already consented to the laws of these goddamn heathens. You understand? We already made a league with these goddamn Greeks, and we thinking that this is going to be okay. We thinking that we gonna be in good graces to these Greeks that rule at this time. But then when they come and slaughter us and murder us and rob us, we confused now. Like, what the hell just happened? I thought we were supposed to be cool with these Greeks. You understand? And that's totally the opposite of what happened, right? Verse 29. And after 2 years fully expired, the king sent his chief collector of tribute unto the cities of Judah, who came unto Jerusalem with the great multitude. Not only did they come and slaughter us and rob us, right? Now we got to pay these Caucasians taxes. You understand? After 2 years have fully expired, now we got to pay these goddamn Caucasians taxes. So this tax collector is coming up against the city of Jerusalem with a great multitude, meaning a whole lot of people he got with him, right? Verse 30, and spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit. You understand? He came to the children of Israel in Jerusalem and spake peaceable words to them. Hey, how y'all doing, man? I'm just here to collect the taxes. Everything good with y'all? Everything good? Oh man, that's good, man. Oh, you just had a new baby? Oh, that's what's up, man. Well, oh man, most high, man, I feel y'all, man. But all of this was deceit. You understand? Meaning he ain't really about peace with the children of Israel. He really don't give a damn to have peace with us. You understand? Reading on. For when they have gave him credence, he fell suddenly upon the city and smote it very sore and destroyed much of much people of Israel. You understand? When we gave him credence, you understand? Meaning when we accepted him, right, coming to speak to us peaceable. You understand? When we accepted that he's no harm to us, he's no threat to us, then he fell on our city. Then he started killing men, women, and children, you understand, and made a great massacre of the children of Israel. Once again, because he has a perpetual hatred for the children of Israel. You understand? It says he fell suddenly upon the city and smote it very sore and destroyed much people of Israel. He killed a whole lot of the Israelites. You understand? Killed thousands of us. Because this is a perpetual hatred. This is a tax collector that's coming to get money to bring back to his people from the children of Israel. And what he do? After he came down and spoke peaceable words to us and got the taxes that he wanted from us, he slaughtered us. You understand? Because this is a this like the scriptures say, never trust your enemies. Ecclesiasticus 12:10. Never trust your enemy. You understand? Because the Lord knows that your enemy has a perpetual hatred for you. The Lord knows that Caucasians are always going to hate the children of Israel. They're always going to seek to kill the children of Israel. They're always going to seek to murder. They're always going to seek to devour us, to rob us, to rape us. You understand? To pillage our communities. You understand? This is why blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans live in the ghetto, because of this perpetual hatred. We live in the projects by design. This ain't by coincidence. You understand? The Lord said they have taken crafty counsel and consulted against thy hidden ones. You understand? That perpetual hatred gave you laws on if somebody gets caught with crack cocaine versus getting caught with regular cocaine. The person that get caught with crack cocaine, a cheaper form of cocaine, you're gonna get way more time than the person that's getting caught with cocaine, because they know poor blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are the ones that have crack in their communities. You understand? They set up laws to where we cannot stand on a corner amongst each other, or we gonna go to jail. All of this is perpetual hatred. You understand? Because they want to devour the children of Israel. Right? Reading on. Verse 31. And when he had taken the spoils of the city, he set it on fire and pulled down the houses and the walls thereof on every side. Now, when this tax collector had taken spoils from the city, then he started destroying our cities, burning down houses, pulling down the walls of the city. You understand? Right? But the women and the children took they captive and possessed the cattle. Right? Took our women and children as slaves and took our livestock. Right? Verse 34. And they put therein a sinful nation, wicked men, and fortified themselves therein. So they put a sinful nation, their own nation of people. They took our land, you understand, and made it for their own selves. You understand? They raped, robbed, murdered us, take our sisters and our children as slaves, took all our cattle, you understand, our livestock, our money, right? And then put their own people in our goddamn neighborhoods. Put their own people in our city that's for the children of Israel, right? They stored it also with armor and victuals. And when they had gathered together the spoils of Jerusalem, they laid them up there. And so they became a sore snare. You understand? They took all of the stuff that our people had, right, for spoil, right? Then build up Jerusalem for their own selves and basically put our stuff in museums. Just like in America today. You go to museums, you see all of these ancient artifacts and instruments that the Native Americans had in this country, right? Because the Native Americans took this from, the oppressor took this from the Native Americans, you understand? Built it up, fortified their own selves in the lands of the Native Americans, and put everything that they stole from our Northern Kingdom brothers and sisters on display, you understand, to basically taunt the Native Americans. This is exactly what they did in the Bible, you understand, because of that perpetual hatred, right? And so as much as the inhabitants of Jerusalem fled because of them, whereupon the city was made an habitation of strangers and became strange to those that were born in her, and her own children left her, right? And we left our homeland. You understand? The children of Israel, we got up out of there, man, right? Because the oppressor has so much of a hatred for us, even though we consented to his laws, paid him taxes, right? Took on his way of life, they still murdered us. They still slaughtered us. You understand? They still did what they wanted to do evilly to the children of Israel. You understand? And this only happens to a people from another people because that other people has a perpetual hatred for that other people. You understand? With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and end this one. Make sure y'all tune in next week. I'm gonna do a part 3 on this perpetual hatred. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Barakathum to the brothers. Yahweh Shemuah Lathan Bashim Yahweh Shai to the sisters. Shalom, Israel.